Welcome everybody to another Buddhist teaching from Ace of Spades. Today I am going to discuss to you how to actually live in the moment. Now, I brought whiteboard so I can write some things down. So, today I want to talk about my tarot card reading that I did and or no, what to describe better to what I'm teaching. So to start off today, I'm going to write down what we're gonna learn today. Okay, so today I am going to teach you guys how to live in the moment. Now, oftentimes we always worry about two things. I call this the P and F scale. As you can see, this is what causes suffering here. The P and F. The P is the past, the F is the future. Oftentimes we worry about our future and our past, but we're not in my drawn arrow here in the middle. We're not in the now. Because usually what causes stress and anxiety is that we're either thinking too much about the past, the P, or the future. And this is where anxiety happens and why people suffer a lot, If you've gone through bad things in your life, for example, let me draw the yin and yang. Okay, so as y'all can see, this is how I want you to think of this yin yang. So the sun, I'll put an S for sun and an M for moon. Now, but think of it this way. Our brain is like two different armies. Kind of like North Korea and South Korea. We know North Korea is the bad part, South Korea is the good part, right? Now, oftentimes, the armies try to invade so they could take full control over you. For instance, they want it to be a full land of black right here, if y'all could see, and this plain white. Oftentimes, we let negativity take over our self-consciousness or our consciousness of what we are, and this is why we act the way we act, because it's like a battle. So imagine this. You see this line right here, guys? Hold up, let me see. This line right here represents a gate, a border, kind of like Juarez in El Paso, or like just to split things in half, let's say if gangster terms, North Block, South Block, you feel me? There's many gangs, there's many blocks, right? This is where one nation wants to take over this block, the other nation wants to take over this block, you see? And oftentimes we let our brain do that. Our brain is like we let one emotion be our core emotion. If anybody has seen the movie Inside Out, you know that joy is the core emotion, right? Having control of everything. But what we don't realize is that there's no balance. For instance, balance is how to actually be at peace and how to live in a moment. You feel me? And the way we say stress in Buddhism is the dukkha. Dukkha is stress. And Stress is what gets in the way a lot of times. For example, shit. Let me erase what I have so far. Okay, so I erased it. So think of it this way. Now, when when there's a path, okay? I'm gonna draw my tarot card reading to explain to you guys what I'm trying to say. Now imagine it like this. Our journey is like is two different paths. Now this path right here, the curve is, well, you'll be healed but you won't be in the moment. So in other words, your brain would think like this. Okay. So think of it like this. Now, if nobody knows what the symbol means, it's infinite. Infinite. So, if y'all know, let me draw some arrows. I call this the suffer chart. So, when you're stuck in the past two, your mind is like this, a cycle. You feel like an NPC. You feel like, oh, nothing's gonna change. I have to do the same thing, right? Like, you get annoyed after a while because it's the same shit, right? Oftentimes, we don't realize that the same thing isn't gonna happen. Every day is a new day, right? And that's where this comes in, this infinite. You see, if you keep thinking negative or you think in the past, the two, it's going to be like this, an infinite, never-ending cycle. You won't be at ease, you won't be at peace, you won't be healthy, and you won't be happy. You'll be suffering, and you'll be in dukkha, which is suffering, right? Now, I'm going to write down a prayer that I do that I would like you guys to do with me. By the way, how y'all doing today? I hope everyone had a peaceful day. So, okay. Okay. So, the meta prayer right here. It says, may all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live with ease. Then what you do, you recite the same speech, but you say, may I. So, for example, may I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. And there's a mantra I chant that I feel like, really helps me. I use it when I go to school and in my everyday life. Where's the marker? Hold on, the marker. Hold on, let me find the marker, guys. Alright, so I found the marker. So I want you guys to think of it like this. Now, hold on. I will now show you guys the emotion seeds. Now, emotion seeds, we all have them. Move the Buddha. We all have the emotion seeds right here. We have, for example, let's say this resembles anger, or no, sadness, happiness, anger. Then we have fear, and then we have disgust. Kind of like Inside Out, but think of it like seeds. If we plant one main seed, like I say, too much is bad, you know? You must balance and limit everything. So, how many of you guys know about a beaver dam? So, if any of you guys know about a beaver dam, let's see. This is gonna look terrible. This is a beaver dam. For example, this beaver dam blocks out water, right? You know, it keeps the water balanced. Without this, the water will flow everywhere. It will be too much on one side or too much on this side. Same thing with our yin and yang. Too much on this side, too much on that side, right? So yeah. Now, about the mantra that I chant. So, see. This is the mantra that I'd like you to chant. This is the most popular mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. Now, I say this at the end of every prayer session I do with the Buddha. And this is what I do. I chant it 3 times. I close eyes, like let's say I'm praying, right? I say Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. So, what I do is I chant my own prayer and I chant the metta prayer. So, yeah, the metta prayer is what usually helps me. And I'm going to tell you guys a little story. So, as you all know, I keep saying the freshmen are terrible in my high school and stuff, right? There's this one girl who I kind of like. Her name is Jasmine, and she relates to me a lot. And I believe that Buddha offers a bunch of gifts, right? But it takes time to get them, you know? If you keep praying and you keep believing that you'll be happy, you will end up being happy soon. That's what I feel like a lot of people don't understand. So anyways, now, if anybody knows, the yin-yang is like this, right? So, this is the middle part of the yin-yang. Imagine this as the flowing river that keeps it balanced and equal, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, it's like, think of it like a house. The foundation needs to be even. Otherwise, if one part is lopsided or something, the whole house will collapse. It's the similar like with our brain. If we don't even out everything, our brain is going to have a bad time, you know? And that's what is bad. Now, when I mean spiritually dead, I mean like we're not living in the moment. For example, how to tell if you're spiritually dead. Here's a tip. If you're spiritually dead, what you'll usually experience is the lack of stuff. For example, like, or a lot of things, you know, like you focus on, okay, when's it gonna end, you know? This, that, right? You're gonna be like an NPC, you know? Everybody wants you to change, you know? And I'll be honest, a lot of times when I was in middle school, I was in 7th, hitting 8th, in the summer, I kept feeling like I was in a never-ending cycle. I felt like I wasn't in the moment. I felt like the same shit happens every day, right? Nothing changes, right? But that's not true, guys. Things change every day in our life, in the course of life. A lot of things are changing every day. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of um, Taoism or Taoism. Now, Taoism is similar to Buddhism, but Chinese. Now, one thing you need to know about Buddhism is their philosophies. Philosophy is a Buddhism's a philosophy. Taoism is a philosophy. And what I believe is that we often believe that we see too much of the big, right? Like we think about the things we don't have, right? But we never take a moment to look at the smallest things that we do have that make us happy and at ease, you know? For example, oh, let's take it in for perspective. Oh, my mommy didn't get the new iPhone that I wanted, you know? This is what I realized. You should be grateful that you have a house, that you have shelter, that you have water, that you have food, that you have stuff to play with, you know. You have video games, right? A lot of times people people don't realize how much luxury they really have in their life. They think that they're poor because they don't have Gucci or Louis Vuitton, you know. It's not about the Gucci or Louis Vuitton, my everybody, or should I say my friends. It's not about that, guys. It's about what we have that we should focus on. Because if we keep demanding for something, you know, we're not going to be happy. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The biggest problem in the world right now is two things. Two things. Money and media. Now, let me ask you guys something. How many of you guys heard the saying, money doesn't buy happiness? This true thing, this is what I believe. Yes and no. Money does buy happiness for products, but it doesn't buy things that you truly want, like family or stuff, you know? Money doesn't buy happiness. Money is just a piece of paper that you spend on useless stuff that you'll get rid of eventually, right? You want me to tell you guys what true happiness is? Living a stable and balanced life. A lot of times there's kids with mental illness and shit, right? Like we get to a really dark point in our life where we're like, I give up. I don't know if I can handle it. I think that my life isn't going how I plan. I want to fucking end it, right? It's not like, you shouldn't be like that. A lot of times people with suicide and mental issues don't realize that they have a lot to live for. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people tell me that I have a gift and that I've been born with a very special gift, which is healing people. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not saying I am a philosopher that knows everything about the world. No. I'm still learning, just like all of us are. Like everybody who might have learned stuff from experience. A lot of times, parents say that you should do the easy way, right? I believe the only true way to learn is by doing things the hard way, if you get what I'm saying. If you don't go and face it actually, so let's be honest, you could hear a person yap and talk about advice, but do people learn? No. One ear out the other ear. But when you actually face it, it's to the point in your life where when it's too late, you realize, oh, fuck. Now I realize what my mom or my sensei is teaching me. Think about it. Your parents are like your senseis. Where, if you think about it, let me draw like this. I know this drawing's gonna look like shit, but bear with me here, guys. I'm not an artist. I'm a music artist, but I'm not a artist. Okay. Now, if you guys don't know what this is an island. This is a boat. We're all in a boat. We're all trying to find our island, our destination. That is the purpose in our life, right? Whether that is being a lawyer or a doctor, right? And oftentimes we act like someone we're not, because let's be honest, school society is terrible. It's like you can't be yourself anymore. You like once you leave elementary, you have to start putting on a fake mask that you don't want to put on, because we're so worried about people tell us, right? People say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. The truth is the truth is that words do hurt us, right? We let little things get to us. Let's be on the South North Korea is always trying to attack you. You know, the moon is always trying to attack the sun. Like, and oftentimes we end up drowning. So a lot of times it gets so bad that we end up in we fall in a hole, right? We get so deep that we end up going all the way to the lava of the hole. And what but what you don't realize is that when you're trapped in a hole, you have to dig out of it. It's like your life gets so bad, you let go of the string and give up. You're like, fuck it. My life doesn't have any purpose. I'm worthless. That's not true. Nobody in this society is worthless. The only reason why people say that is because that's what they feel. It's the bad intentions. The army is taking over. The true thing is that you gotta sharpen your mindfulness. You gotta sharpen your brain to be more positive. Just like how you exercise to lose weight, think of it like this. Your brain is fat too. You want your brain to be healthy and strong, with muscles. Feel me? And that's what I feel like a lot of people don't a lot of people don't realize, that we have a lot to live for, and that no matter how hard our life is, we need to keep pushing, because one day we will be happy, we will be at peace, we will be healthy, and it's not gonna happen overnight. No, no, no. It's gonna take time to heal and to practice, You need to practice. If you truly want to change, don't just say you're going to change. Practice what you preach. That's what I learned. And here's something I do. I recommend meditating maybe 10 minutes before you change or before you go to school or work. Just meditate. Close your eyes. Feel where your body is most stressed and where you can fix that, and how you can make your brain relax, you feel me? And I think the true way to be in the moment is by having sharp mindfulness. Your brain needs to be like a blade. All blades don't come sharp right away. You have to sharpen the blade to make it firm. It's like sharpening a pencil. Without sharpening a pencil, it's not going to be sharp. Another thing that we don't realize is, oftentimes we don't realize that a lot of things are changing form. A lot of things are changing form. For instance, us, the world. Like, think about it. Technology is so advanced. I feel like a lot of people get stress and anxiety from focusing on political and economic stuff. I feel like this is why I don't follow politics or anything, because politics are nothing but drama. Why should we get drama that we don't need? So yeah, that's today's Buddha teaching. I will now say a prayer for us, and I will close the session in. Dear Buddha, I ask that you free all beings from suffering, all beings from depression, all beings from pain, all beings from trauma, all beings from abuse, sexually, physically, and mentally. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live with ease. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Everybody follow what I say. I take refuge in the Dharma. Oh no, I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. Now we bow to the Buddha 3 times. Get whatever item you have. I offer you this pendant as a show of respect to you. Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you for joining me in today's Buddhism teaching. For more Buddhism videos, subscribe, like the video, and comment down below if this session helped you. And I hope that you guys have a good week and that your Thanksgiving will be great. And I also pray that your family and everybody will be at peace and will have positive energy always. Thank you so much for watching my video tutorial. I love you guys. Take care. And as always, namaste. Peace.